Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a thread I found on Twitter today, and it's pretty ridiculous and awful. So let's get right into it. Alright, the tweet we're going to be talking about today I found on my For You page, and it was written by a Jason Blankley, and it goes, retrospectively, I can see that Fight Club and Breaking Bad were both early expressions of a homegrown form of cultural fascism that was beginning to shape and color American life. In neither case was this clear to me at the time. As you can tell, this tweet is pretty bad, but it gets worse. In both cases forgotten, emasculated white males achieve virility by reclaiming forcibly their violent powers over others. Manly power is achieved outside the law in smitten state of emergency. Neither is particularly good or bad as an art, but as ideology. In both cases, women are treated with violent contempt and even an almost palpable disgust. Breaking Bad is almost obsessed with the notion that psychopathic Hispanic narco-terrorists are stalking the border. They can only be overcome by Walter White, who shaves his head, etc. So persistent is Breaking Bad's will to power and social Darwinist outlook that it seems that by the plot's improbable logic that fascism is even a great cure for cancer. Walter White begins to thrive and become virile just as soon as he goes in the direction of mind struggle. Addendum to the reader. To judge by the reactions, literalism and naive empiricism from the sciences are still the dominant way of interpreting art in American cultural life. Religious, progressive, secular, it seems the vast majority still read as if they are verifying data. I think the first thing I noticed about this tweet is how awfully worded it was. I'm not anal when it comes to grammar, especially since English can be very difficult, but when writing, it's pretty clear when someone knows the words and when someone has a thesaurus shoved up their ass. I'm all for expanding your vocabulary, but it's not expanding your vocabulary if you're just throwing words out there to look smart. And it doesn't make it any better when you don't know the words you're using. You critique American cultural life, which is a redundant way to say American culture, of being empirical and literal when you just made a statement that was empirical and literal. You take Fight Club and Breaking Bad in the most face value way possible. This entire tweet just screams, I'm a pretentious asshole and I want to look cool on Twitter. And it doesn't take much to find out that nobody thinks that of you. Our first reply says, oh boy, I love word salad. In all seriousness, media literacy is dying. Nuance doesn't exist anymore. If a movie, show, or anything depicts something bad, it must be endorsing it, right? God, I hate Twitter. I think this reply sums it up pretty well. Twitter is full of people making shitty hot takes, and this one's no better. Breaking Bad and Fight Club aren't about glorifying fascism. If they were, none of them would have ended the way they did. It's almost as if you didn't even watch the show. And that's coming from a guy who hasn't even seen Breaking Bad. Our next reply says, Walter White is pretty clearly not a heroic or aspirational character. Breaking Bad tells a tale of a man crossing moral lines, how those transgressions directly destroy everything in his life while making him gobs of money. That's not to say that if someone who wants to dominate everyone around them and live out every violent fantasy that crosses their mind watches the show, they wouldn't find Walter White an inspirational character. People tend to see what they want to see. If someone with the same views as Walter White goes in and watches Breaking Bad, of course they're going to look up to Walter White. It's just common sense. And just because some edgy 14-year-olds think that Walter White is really cool, doesn't mean that the show is putting him on a pedestal. Does this person not get that both Fight Club and Breaking Bad are critiques of exactly what they're claiming they support? This last one's probably my favorite reply to any tweet ever. It goes, the Austin Powers trilogy was an early expression of being shagadelic and groovy. Alright, that was the last tweet. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. Most of the videos I will be uploading won't be as short. Thank you very much to Jess Z for helping me in this video. Please go send some love to him. I will link his channel in the description. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.